Visiting the small town that's home to the country's oldest continuously running jazz club, a place to escape after a day of shopping, the magical connection between Disney World and the Poconos just in time for Halloween, plus a spooky way to celebrate the season with Bri Dee.
Embarking on a new art trail, plus the new park along the river trail. Updates from the Pocono Beverage Trail at some of our favorite stops. A Poconos hike with the Brewmaster. An authentic German experience in the Poconos. And the new updates to this one-of-a-kind chocolate and coffee factory.
Hello everyone and welcome to the October episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine. Fall is in the air, especially with all these tastes and smells at Village Farmer and Bakery in Delaware Water Gap. It's the perfect time of year to explore everything the Pocono Mountains has to offer.
And all these pies homemade, made from scratch. And don't forget, when planning your trip to the Poconos this autumn, visit our fall foliage forecast at PoconoMountains.com. Updated weekly through the end of October. There you'll see exactly where and when leaves will be at their peak across the region.
Exciting time of year, especially places like this, Delaware Water Gap, where you can combine hiking in the fall, you can head out on the Delaware River, but also you can get a great bite to eat like right here. And Dee found out recently some of the history of a jazz club right here in the Gap. Check it out.
Delaware Water Gap is known as the gateway to the Poconos. This charming town is full of so many things to see and do, but they are also known for their music scene. Today we're visiting the legendary Deer Head Inn, the oldest continuously running jazz club in the country. So I'm here with Mary, one of the owners of the Deer Head Inn. So Mary, this is a family-run, family-owned business since the 40s, correct? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's right. And the late 40s, it was a big band. The family owned it. But then in 1950, it's really when it became noted as a jazz club. It used to be a place where musicians would come late in the evening after they finished up at Mount Airy and other places, resorts in the area, and they would come and jam here till the wee hours of the morning.
What inside you said, hey, I think we should buy the place?
It was back actually in 2002, Jazz Festival, which is going on this weekend actually. And at that festival, we were sitting on the hill kind of talking about the Deer Head. I found out it was for sale, and just like look across and say, oh, it just needs a little facelift, it needs this, it needs. So fast forward then, because the timing wasn't right for me, but 3 years later, here we are. So a funny thing happened on the way to the forum, here.
So you have 10 rooms upstairs included in the inn that you were telling me about.
That's right. We have 2 suites and 8 other rooms. Each of the rooms are furnished with unique furniture, and there's 1 bed in each room. Some have a king-size bed, queen, and a full-size bed in some of the smaller rooms.
I love the uniqueness of the Deer Head Inn. So you get amazing food, you have good music, and you just walk right upstairs. You don't have to go anywhere else to have a great experience.
I keep saying I need to find a Deer Head to go to.
So I'm here with Ian, head chef at Deer Head Inn. So Ian, the best part about the Deer Head is that it has an inn, it has the music, but it has the restaurant, and that's where you come in. So tell me a little bit about the menu and the creations that you do here in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, we do a pretty eclectic menu. I would describe it as rustic American. I'm gonna try and show you guys some our calamari dish, and we just got that fresh calamari in today. We're gonna slice it up and throw it in the oven.
So what's something the Deer Head is known for on your menu?
Well, we really like the sesame ahi tuna. That gets back to the eclectic thing. You know, I mentioned France, Italy, but Japan also is very influential. Anywhere that has good food, I'll take a menu item.
So I'm here with Bill, one of the musicians who frequents the stage here at the Deer Head Inn. So Bill, tell me a little bit about how you ended up here at the Deer Head. What got you into being a musician, especially jazz?
I started my career professionally at 17 in Los Angeles. I had known Bob Giroux, which is very prominently in the Deer Head story, because we had worked together in the folk clubs in Los Angeles, and we were friends. So he invited me to come and visit him in the Poconos. One night Bob says to me, he said, we're going out tonight and we're going to this local bar. They have a piano player. That's all he said. Piano player comes out, Johnny Cosa Jr., comes out, who I'd never heard of in my life, comes out and starts playing. So, you know, and I'm looking at Bob and say, a piano player? This guy's a genius. You know, I mean, he's fantastic. You know, it just blew my mind. I started living out here in January of 1970, and just playing, freelancing in New York, or hanging out at the Deerhead all the time. If I wasn't working, I'd be hanging out here at the Deerhead and sitting in with Johnny Coates, and it was a lot of fun.
With its combination of great food, live music, and convenient accommodations, the Deerhead Inn is the perfect spot for a relaxing getaway or a fun night out. And don't forget all the other things to check out in the Delaware Water Gap. You can visit many shops and eateries, explore the history of the town, get in some great hiking on the Appalachian Trail, get out on the river, and check out the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area. There is so much for you to explore. For more information, go to PoconoMountains.com. I'm Deanna Fontanez for the Pocono Television Network.
A Halloween adventure with Bri Dee coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine. Pocono Mountains Magazine will be right back, but first, let's check out how the Poconos have been making the news lately.
Kalahari Resorts and Conventions in Pocono Manor is getting 2 new restaurants. Celebrating a decade in the Poconos, Kalahari will be adding a Red's Piano Bar and Lounge, complete with a hidden door speakeasy theme connected to Double Cut Steakhouse. Kalahari is also getting a Max, where you can get macaroni and cheese during your stay at America's largest indoor water parks.
Autumn in the Pocono Mountains is spectacular. Stunning fall foliage illuminates the region with bright colors forming a brilliant background for outdoor activities and so much more.
NBC New York experienced some of the autumn adventures you can have in the Pocono Mountains at the Shawnee Inn and Golf Resort, Pocono Biking, Pocono Whitewater, and Mountain View Vineyard Winery, Brewery, and Distillery. Plan your trip at PoconoMountains.com.
Candy corn lovers now have a special place they can go to be free of judgment.
Free of any judgment.
As NBC 10 Philadelphia highlighted, Great Wolf Lodge in the Poconos just got a little sweeter with candy corn sweets. It's not too late to book your themed stay, now through October 31st.
2, 1.
After years of waiting, George Childs Park is back open to the public. The National Park Service has made several improvements to the park in the Delaware Water Gap National Recreation Area after the place was heavily damaged during a storm in 2018. PTN got a look at the progress last year, and we'll have more on a future episode of Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Celebrate our great restaurant scene and our chefs that make it happen during Restaurant Week.
Enjoy.
The Pocono Mountains is the best when it comes to creative food and beverage. Why not try something new? Or sample our international flavors and mountain favorites. These are the most delicious weeks of the year. You just have to know when it is. Visit PoconoMountains.com.
Now you've got the Poconos in the palm of your hand.
For places to stay and shop.
And stories about the Pocono Mountains.
Go to PoconoTelevision.com to download the app and get the information you need for your visit with us.
It's Bri.
And Dee. It's that time of year, and Bri and I are ready for a spooky adventure. We love to check out all the cool places throughout the Pocono Mountains, but this time we're checking out a place full of history and mystery.
We are at a former resort dating back 200 years, now a haunted attraction, and nowadays it's more than just live actors known to be lurking here. Let's go check it out.
Welcome to the Hotel of Horror in Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, located in the heart of the Pocono Mountains. What makes us unique here at the Hotel of Horror is we are in an antiquated structure that dates back to the late 1800s. We were a grand and pristine at one time Pocono Mountain Resort, formerly known as the Lake House Hotel.
And you better not be on that side.
Welcome to my my torture room.
Here at the Hotel of Horror, you're not going to find copycat characters. We don't have like a Jason or a Freddy. We are an all original cast of characters.
So my question for you guys is, what got you started in haunting, as you guys say, working here at Hotel of Horror, and like where do your inspirations come from? So Terry, do you want to go first?
Years ago, my wife and I were just driving by and she saw the sign, Actors Wanted, and told me to go try out. And 17 years later, here I am.
Wow, 17 years, I love it. So each year, are you the same character? Does the character evolve? Where do your inspirations come from?
My character has evolved into this, and this is what I am. I kind of can't get rid of it now.
And how did you start? I know Terry was saying his wife told him, hey, go try it out, and now he's here, so how about you?
Well, I used to come here as a patron, actually, as a guest back in college. I went to East Stroudsburg University right up the road, and that kind of led one thing to another, and visiting year after year, I kind of got to know some of the characters, and I knew Snort before I knew him by name, and it just felt like home. Yeah. And there's a certain pull to the building as well, which you don't really see from a lot of other haunts.
A lot of our collections here at the Lake House, we've spent many, many years curating. We like to source from antique shops, thrift stores, flea markets.
Would you like fortune?
What I'm standing next to here was actually one at auction. It is an authentic ticket drawer from Coney Island, New York, and we decided to do a version of Zoltar.
Starting with Tabitha, can you tell us a little bit about your character and what people can expect when they come here to see you?
Well, my room's a little freaky. You might not see me at first, and if you do see me, then you won't. Little disappearing act here and there. Super fun. If I do open my mouth, don't worry, we are learning.
And then we can exterminate these creatures.
So the nurse is waiting for the doctor because we are conducting experiments on the aliens because they're present everywhere and we need to get rid of them.
For me, I'm a very creative person. I love expressing myself creatively. I do a lot of art. I do photography. I love creating like pieces in that photography and stuff. And this building, like this place, just gives me the opportunity to get a little bit weird with it.
We do have reports of paranormal activity here at the Lake House Hotel. I tell myself everything is just fine because I spend a real lot of time here in the off season.
Finally, tell me to see that too. I don't have much time. They are after me.
We do have 2 attractions under one roof. Hotel of Horror, our namesake and flagship attraction, and Altered Nightmares.
Maybe you should be. You wanna look like me?
So please admire the bow tie and get out.
I'm not finished yet.
For additional information, times, directions, please visit hotelofhorror.com.
We survived.
That was so much fun.
We're Bri Dee with the Pocono Television Network.
Hi everyone, it's Jim Hamill, and for a couple of years now we've been talking to you about creating accesses along the Lackawaxen River here in the Poconos. Here in Honesdale, Sycamore Point Park is now complete right here, connecting people with the river by kayak, canoe, and for fishers and for future generations of people to enjoy this outdoor space, the northernmost spot to put in, and a series and network of trails along the Lackawaxen River for recreation all year long.
We are super excited about this. Something that was kind of in the works for some years as far as thoughts and ideas around it. We finally had the platform to do it. The access is going in, the infrastructure here, the excitement around the river, and it's just a great asset. And the idea of having these different access points really lends itself to giving people the opportunity and option to choose the type of river trip they want.
This site is just turned out fantastic. It is married and made for what we're doing here, from the Stone Dust Trail to the picnic area. People of all creeds, all abilities, can get to almost every square inch of this property. And this property was absolutely ignored in the past. We have the confluence. We had incredible industry here, from the box factories, a glass factory, and distribution yard was here.
You know, it's a bookend to Honesdale, I think, and it's taken a building that was, you know, destroyed and was literally falling into the river. So between taking the building down and the piece of property that we had here, and making some additional parking and making a beautiful bookend of town, making a boat ramp so that people can, you know, not only fish there, but put their kayaks in there, and it's paved all the way down, and a handicap accessible walkway on the river where people and handicapped people can park if necessary to unload their wheelchair and go down in. I mean, I can't even tell you how happy I am that this actually came to fruition.
We did put a stamp in, oriented, of the west branch of the Lackawaxen River and the Dyeberry Creek coming together from their two respective dams, and you can see where you are in that watershed if you sit on one of the benches in the picnic area. It's absolutely fantastic.
Again, the natural assets and things that you get to see: eagles nests, green heron, kingfishers, you know, ducks. I mean, the wildlife is amazing, but historically it's great too. There's a lot of existing canal walls that run along the Lackawaxen that you get to enjoy, get to see some of the old lock areas.
It just does my heart good to see people sitting here and down by the river and enjoying the outdoors once again and having such a beautiful spot. So I want to thank everybody that was involved. There's just so much you can do with outdoor recreation when people begin to work together and allow you to have a trail system.
It's been proven time and time again in other locations. You know, when these installations go in, this infrastructure is created, people use them, people come, they desire them, they visit the areas, and a lot of times it leads to them staying longer in an area as well. So if they're staying longer, they're going to be at our restaurants, they're going to visit our shops, and the motivation behind this group, Lackawaxen River Trails, is to really get behind that development of recreational infrastructure to support the area, to help growth in the area, to give people something to do in a safe way.
This is now all, in my eyes, a living thing that we are going to hand over to the public and the commissioners, the county, and the community.
Sycamore Point Park is the third official river launch along the Lackawaxen. Holly's is next to Bingham Park. White Mills River Access Park was dedicated in 2023. And one more is planned between here and Honesdale. And this year, the first ever Lackawaxen River Sojourn is planned for October 12th and 13th. Want to learn more? Head to LackawaxenRiverTrails.org. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network. Hey, Jim Hamill again, and from river trails to art trails, there's a new effort underway to create some public art along Route 191 in Wayne County, as far north as Equinunk and as far south as right here in Newfoundland. Now, this piece here has not been dedicated yet. That's coming up in November, but we were able to stop by the unveiling of the public art project for Creative Communities Art Trail in Equinunk. Have a look.
I am so glad we can share this special day with all of you. Today not only celebrates the opening of this beautiful site, but also marks the culmination of months and months of hard work from artists, craftsmen, builders, volunteers, and friends.
It's a nice place to stop now.
Thank
you. We did the picnic table and a chess set as well. And we have a sign, kind of a wayfinding sign in a sense, which is nice and is lit at night. There's a lot to see here now, and then we have the Lenape display as well as information on their cultural input.
The Creative Communities Art Trail project was designed to bring communities together to all contribute to a common cause, and we have done that in spades here.
Each one of these locations is special for its own reasons. Equinunk, when we decided to pick a spot up here, we wanted to really showcase things that were important for this community. And one of the important pillars of this community is its relationship with the Lenape people who are here. It made sense to showcase their artwork here in our sculpture park.
Our history and artifacts of history really is art, and we hope to display it as such. And this is bringing us into the present day because we are creating art now This will be remembered, looked upon as art and as history 100 years from now. So we're all collaborating to make art happen now.
The trail itself will, I think, could have a lot of potential, especially as the spaces expand with more artwork and give people a chance to develop them over time. It could be something fairly well put together and place for people to stop and see and do things. Yeah, it'd be nice.
You can stop by anytime, even when the museum isn't open. Stop by, enjoy the grounds, bring a picnic, enjoy the art. 24/7, it's available.
To learn more about the Creative Communities Art Trail project along Route 191, head to WayneCountyArtsAlliance.org. For the first 2 of 6 sites that are planned, Equinunk and Newfoundland. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network.
After a long day of shopping, a place to escape.
Coming up next
on
Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Antiques and German food all in one place, coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
This edition of Pocono Mountains Magazine is presented by St. Luke's Monroe Campus and East Stroudsburg University. You know, these might be small towns,
But they have a big town feel. Our small towns have fashionable boutiques like the Apple Tree.
and families are gonna love stores like Dunkelberger's Sports Outfitter. I think my son's gonna love this.
Our small towns are big on feel. Find us at PoconoTelevision.com.
This is my idea of relaxation.
Welcome to the Pocono Premium Outlets in Tannersville, home to over 100 name brand and designer outlet stores. After a long day of shopping and scoring great deals, you might be looking for a place to escape. And we know the perfect place to do just that.
You must not be from around here. Well, welcome to the tea party, where up is down and down is up.
Expect the unexpected.
There it is! Success!
Where solving puzzles might leave you puzzled and take you down a rabbit hole.
A very merry birthday to me and you.
Song and dance included. Wonderland Madhouse at the Pocono Premium Outlets in Tannersville is an immersive theater escape room unlike any other, with 4,000 square feet of playing space.
Oh dear, that's very unusual. This is supposed to be open.
And live characters guiding you along the way.
You're gonna have to sing and dance with the Mad Hatter, you're gonna have to answer riddles, you're gonna have all kinds of interactive challenges and puzzles.
There we go, we've retrieved his treasure.
Challenges involve a pivot table maze, hedgehogs, and the tears of Alice.
Oh no, here come the waterworks! Oh no!
Which you'll see and feel, all to save her from the Queen of Hearts.
Someone has painted the Queen's roses.
Oh, look at that, red, white, and blue.
So the Queen is interrogating everyone to find out who has painted her roses all these unsightly colors. And if you don't paint them back to red, well, off with your head.
Just got this. From puzzles to putts, play a game of another kind.
We have a 9-hole mini golf that is themed as the hedge maze at the Queen of Hearts Rose Garden. There's some interactive formats to it.
Oh my goodness!
You can putt and sip or solve and sip your way through thanks to the Madness Distillery tasting room on site, open 7 days a week. Enjoy seasonal and themed cocktails, handcrafted from 5 flavors of vodka and 11 flavors of rum, plus small bites and baked goods.
You know, there's an element of where else can you go and interact with characters at the bar, where you can truly be in that world. You can even do spirit tastings while you're playing the immersive theater escape room. So as you unlock into new rooms, there's a flight waiting in each room. So we have a lot of like bachelorette parties, bachelor parties.
Upstairs, have your own Mad Hatter's Tea Party with special events such as murder mystery nights.
We do trivia nights up there. We actually do a really, really nice cocktail pairing dinner menu situation you can book.
You might remember from past episodes of Pocono Mountains Magazine, Tone Przicki's former location in Bartonsville was lost to fire in June 2023. Many other small businesses were also displaced. A year later, Tone and his team have rebuilt, reimagined, and reopened here at the Pocono Premium Outlets. And they're celebrating another big opening at Country Junction, the world's largest general store in Lehighton, bringing their popular F5 Tornado concept from Bartonsville,
The roof is ripped off!
which we toured in April 2023, back to life. Plus, a themed tasting room called Tornado Alley.
There's an element of Country Junction that's all about the Wizard of Oz. And we'll follow the yellow brick road through the general store. And the first act of the Wizard of Oz involves a certain tornado coming through Kansas and dropping Dorothy in the land of Oz. So we figured a tornado is a perfect experiential entertainment attraction that works hand in hand with everything they're doing there.
Because here, although the road isn't always rosy, the only way to get through is to take tragedy and turn it upside down. With the Pocono Television Network, I'm Brianna Strunk.
For unique private dining and an amazing antique experience, you have to check out Jaeger in Lakeville. So I'm here with Janusz, co-owner with his wife, who we're gonna meet in a little bit. We're here at Jaeger, and we decided to start up in the antique. So you're gonna show me a little bit about what you have going on up here.
Absolutely. Welcome to Jaeger. Be more than happy to show you
All
around.
right, let's check some stuff out.
Okay, well, let's start from unusual. Kaiser Wilhelm's personal regiment, which, today we associate that with personal bodyguards for our presidents and politicians. So this is made out of silicate. It's commemorative from 1894 to 1906, Nuremberg. And it has all the royal crests on the opposite side.
You were telling me you started collecting when you were just a young boy.
That's correct. I started with stamps and coins when I was about 5 or 6 years old, and that progressed to what you see now, currently.
Wow. It has evolved.
That's for sure.
Each room kind of has its own little
Yes, from mid-century modern, William Hopper, which, if you go to Metropolitan Museum of Art or Modern Museum of Art in Manhattan, you can view some of his paintings, which we have in here.
Wow.
This is another 16th century piece, and it's called the Marriage Chest, which is very rare and unusual. It's a Gothic style made in France.
So we're back with Janusz and joined by his wife Silvana. So what made you open here in the Poconos in Lakeville?
Well, we'd like the area. We traveled a little bit, looked around and see what fits our needs, and we did find this unique architecture here in Lakeville, and here we are years later, 25 years later to be exact.
Wow, that's amazing. And there's history behind the building as well, correct?
Absolutely. It was started as Marlin Rouge Hotel in the 1890s, early 1900s, a speakeasy.
So I love how the building had history, and then you guys brought the history of the antiques and the arts that I walked around and looked, which, by the way, it's amazing. It's not necessarily a restaurant like we were talking about. It's a very unique private dining experience, like amongst all this beauty and art and history.
That's why I like it, because we have people coming in, they make the reservation. Sometimes they're like, oh, we want to come in a little earlier so we can look at the antiques. No. You sit down, we'll take your order, and then you have the time to look, and it gives me the time to properly prepare everything.
I kind of like that. It's like order your food and then go explore, because it's definitely like an exploration of an experience.
Have fun. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's right.
We try to stick to traditional German cooking, as my wife is trained, and in that field.
But I like that it's a mix, that there's a little bit of something for everyone. If someone doesn't want this, then you have something else.
And we do take special orders. We have customers which have a prior, making reservations. You can request unusual dishes like steak tartare or traditional German cooking, which you don't find in our menu. We're willing to prep it and cook for them while they're dining with us.
So we're going to do the sausage sampler. They'll be doing that on the grill. I'll be doing the Wiener Schnitzel, which is basically a breaded veal schnitzel. Brisket, and I made some herb potato with onion with that, so that's going to be served on a skillet. Then we have a couple of side dishes, potato salad, spätzle, which is usually a favorite, cucumber salad, my cabbage.
I'm excited. And I love that you're both putting a little spin on it. You're going to give us a little, and you're going to give us a little. Oh, I can't wait to try it.
Okay. So
Okay, zum Wohl.
And for those that are not familiar with it, means to your well-being.
What an amazing experience that absolutely exceeded my expectations. I saw so many cool things and learned so much today. For more information on Der Jaeger, go to PoconoMountains.com and make sure to call to make your reservations so you can get in. I'm Deanna Fontanez for the Pocono Television Network.
What does Disney have in common with the Pocono Mountains? We have the answer just in time for Halloween, coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
We all have our favorite spots at our traditional stops along the Pocono Beverage Trail, but there's some newer features at some of those stops we want to share with you here on Pocono Mountains Magazine, like a new gift shop with bottles from all over and cans, here and now. Catch the story coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
People ask us, why do you come to the mountains?
To bring my office to the mountains.
And you can find it less crowded.
Because it takes less time getting to the mountain. It's always better when you stay over.
Find anything and everything to do.
Finally, you could make more of our mountains if you stay over.
Wow, that's a lot of reasons. Find those reasons on PoconoMountains.com.
This is what everyone in the Poconos is talking about.
Upon arrival, you realize this is hospitality you've never experienced.
The beautiful swift water. It's all part of visiting Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Did you know Walt Disney himself spent time vacationing in the Pocono Mountains? But that's not the only connection between Disney and our region. A world-famous attraction that all started here.
All the fireplaces, mirrors that are attached to the wall are original.
Victoria Romanchik shows us around the Harry Packer Mansion, a historic bed and breakfast featuring 12 guest rooms and iconic views of downtown Jim Thorpe. The small shops and eateries all within walking distance.
It's beautiful every season. It's beautiful when the snow falls. It's beautiful when the flowers are in bloom. It's beautiful in the summer, and in the fall, of course, the fall foliage. It's very pretty.
Victoria's in-laws, Kathy and Tom, bought the mansion in 2021 after falling in love with its features. Although they didn't have a background in hospitality, Tom was born and raised in Jim Thorpe.
It's truly a jewel for Jim Thorpe, and we wanted to keep it the way it is so that people could come and stay here and enjoy the history while being in Jim Thorpe.
The Harry Packer was built in 1874 by Asa Packer, an influential figure who founded the Lehigh Valley Railroad and Lehigh University. Asa gifted the mansion to his youngest son, Harry, who lived here until his death. It changed hands several times, eventually becoming a bed and breakfast. And in 2024, the property is celebrating 150 years.
Where we are, you're away from the hustle and bustle of the downtown, and it's quiet, and it's because we're adults only, it makes for the perfect romantic weekend.
The mansion even caught the eye of Disney Imagineers and served as inspiration for Walt Disney World's The Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom Park. In fact, Walt Disney himself was no stranger to the Poconos, playing in a week-long lawn bowling tournament at Buck Hill Falls in 1964. Here you could see Walt Disney pictured in the middle with William Hay of Amos and Andy, who was an announcer at Buck Hill Falls for nearly a decade, to his left. This local newspaper article described Walt Disney as a little shy, very humble. He was also photographed during that trip signing autographs at the Pocono Mountains Airport. At one point, he flew to Washington and back to accept the Freedom Award from President Lyndon Johnson. Back at the Harry Packer Mansion, Kathy says the connection to the Haunted Mansion has attracted Disney fanatics from all over.
I can be anywhere in the country and I'll start talking to somebody and they'll go, oh, is that the one that Haunted Mansion was, designed after? And I'm like, wow, yeah.
While the Harry Packer isn't haunted,
but when you open it, there's a small little restroom.
There are surprises at every turn and spooks of another kind through Murder Mysteries, a popular event at the mansion featuring original shows and actors from New York City.
So this is the bar.
Victoria brings us to Libations Lounge, originally known as the Red Room, where business guests would wait to meet with Harry Packer. His study next door became known for another reason.
He died very young. He died at 34 of cirrhosis of the liver. His funeral was right here, right in this room.
The former ladies' and men's parlors are now places for guests to eat breakfast, play board games, and enjoy a cocktail at night.
So we do have pocket doors in between the two rooms, so where they could kind of get away from each other, hang out separately. The men smoke cigars, just kind of break away after dinner.
You can even stay overnight in Harry's original bedroom, with great views of the Asa Packer, his father's mansion turned museum.
In here is Harry's original bathroom. The bathtub is original, the shower is not.
Or, for a more feminine touch, book the room that belonged to Harry's wife.
Back then, they didn't sleep together, they slept separately. So this was the walkway into Harry's bathroom.
6 of the 12 guest rooms are located in a separate building, the Carriage House, a quiet, secluded space with loft-style suites and deluxe rooms providing a cabin feel.
So if they were having like a meeting or a ball or something at the Harry Packer or the Asa Packer, they would drop them off at the door and then the horses would come over here.
From the Harry Packer Mansion to the Haunted Mansion, a magical connection between two beloved destinations. With the Pocono Television Network, I'm Brianna Strug.
Hey everyone, it's Jim Hamill, and we are going to share with you a little bit later on the show some very special coffee and chocolate made right here in the Pocono Mountains. I'm with Jeff Abella with
Moka Origins.
Jeff, you guys have some exciting news to share with us.
We just finished the expansion of our factory and cafe, and yeah, can't wait to give you a tour.
I'm excited for that. That's still to come here on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
To check out some trails and ales coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
East Stroudsburg University. Dozens of degree opportunities, taught by exceptional faculty. Exciting campus life and the beauty of the Poconos. ESU, where everything you want is closer than you think.
All right, stand by. Sound speeds.
We have to get the word out about a great Pocono Mountains vacation.
Wait, don't wait for 5 years.
Well, if this fine team can't figure it out, I shall invent it myself.
Good luck with that.
Don't we already have the travel guide?
Yes, for 5 years and PoconoMountains.com.
Note to Chris, Pocono Mountains Magazine, no travel guide.
For your free guide, go to PoconoMountains.com.
Hi everyone, it's Jim Hamill, and you know one of my favorite things to do here in the Poconos is the Pocono Beverage Trail. So we wanted to bring you a little update on what's happening all across the 4 counties, starting in Wayne and Pike counties. Milford's Log Tavern Brewing Company has now expanded here to Tafton, and this tap room on Route 390. Let's go inside, check it out. You can really get a sense of what the Log Tavern ethos is here in the brewing company. Here at the tap room, it's gorgeous inside. A lot of exposed wood, a lot of places to sit, eat, have a great drink here from all those locally crafted brews by Ryan Scott in Milford. Carly here has spent some time at the tap room. Carly, thanks for joining us here on PTN. what is this tap room all about?
So we have 18 beers on tap here. It's all brewed in our Milford location, which is our original location that opened in 2018. We also do offer some mixed drinks as well as some wine, some alcoholic smoothies, and 4-packs to go for mostly all of our beers that we have on tap. We're in a nice wooded area, outdoor seating, pavilions that are covered. It's a great setup in the woods here.
And when it gets cooler, you guys got some fireplaces.
Yeah, we have a fire pit outside, as well as it's double walled, so it's inside too to enjoy the atmosphere inside.
Indoor, outdoor fire pits, and it's also dog friendly.
It's dog friendly, yes. Yes, please bring your pups, we love them.
Very cool. Carly, thank you so much, and I'm gonna take some Smashing Pumpkins and Oktoberfest to go for our next stop on the Beverage Trail.
Amazing.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Pleasure. Stop 2 on our Pocono Beverage Trail update here is downtown Honesdale and one of my favorite haunts, Here and Now Brewing Company. This is the Here and Now gift shop. Lots of cool, eclectic stuff all around, including art, locally made stuff, and swag. But also, we're gonna stop on over here, check out Elena Probst. She is the visionary behind the gift shop, let alone Here and Now Brewing Company. Elena, thanks for having us and for having us for a beer.
Cheers, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. What was the idea behind bringing the gift shop into the mix with the rest of the brew operation?
Well, I mean, after doing the restaurant and brewery for 7 or so years, we just, thought about a few things differently and realized that we are a unique brewery in which we have a full liquor license as well. So we have the ability to retail and source some really awesome beers.
So your coolers are stocked with your stuff that you guys make here locally, but then you really curate some cool beers, some very award-winning beers, or just even some niche-y beers, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like fun. Again, we've been around beer for so long that we just all kind of enjoy looking at the list and picking, what looks interesting, what we've heard about, what we've tasted, what we want to taste.
It's open a little bit different hours than the brew operation is, so you can do the tastings on like Tuesday nights, right?
Yep.
And you can get some snack foods here like chips and dip.
Chips and dip, and we do have some pizza by the slice too, which is awesome. Sometimes you just want a slice.
And eventually maybe some caffeinated drinks as well, and then some space where you can play some pool, chill out, and just really relax and enjoy what Here and Now's all about.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks. All right, so if you do need a break while you're out there on the Pocono Beverage Trail, you can come here to Runaway Train Brewery in Honesdale. They've got a new game room upstairs here with billiards tables, shuffleboard, of course, their locally crafted beers, and they've got some dartboards too. Plus, we want to check out the new patio in just a moment. This is a great addition to the brewery here, where you can have a sip, and you can have a lot of fun too. So here we are on the patio, Runaway Train Brewery here in Honesdale. Jen Bockerstedt, you have not just the new game parlor upstairs, but outside here, you have a lovely patio for the warmer months.
We do. Do you love it?
I do love it.
It's gorgeous. It definitely gave us a little bit more room. It is pet friendly. It gives a little bit of, that fresh air feeling.
Just within a year's time of opening here, you updated with the game parlor, so you got that upstairs and this outside and new beers on tap.
Yay! Yeah, we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. We're super excited about that. Pool upstairs, shuffleboard, darts, skills machine.
Thanks again for having us here at Runaway Train.
My pleasure, anytime. Thank you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Want to craft your own adventure on the Pocono Beverage Trail? Head to PoconoBeverageTrail.com for the latest free digital pass, which makes it easy to find breweries, wineries, and spirits makers right here in the Poconos. Plus, get offers and deals at stops all along the trail this and any season. Jim Hamill for the Pocono Television Network.
We have so many different types of trails that you can enjoy any season in the Pocono Mountains. Today we're going to check out 2 very different trails, one of our hiking trails and a stop on our beverage trail. Come along with me on this adventure, Trails and Ales. So I'm here with my friend Kate and Alex from Bright Path Brewery. So I asked Alex because he's an avid hiker, a trail runner. You like to take the bikes out on the trails. Kate is also an avid hiker, to pick some trails for us to check out today. So where are we?
We're at the Tank Hollow Trail, just outside of Jim Thorpe.
So what made you pick this trail for us?
It's a nice, easy trail for all levels, and the payoff is pretty awesome.
So I like that you're saying good for everyone. So it's a beginner starter trail. So if you're not a big hiker and you're just kind of looking for a walking trail with a good view, this one's it. You ready to check it out?
So ready.
Okay, let's go. makes you get out on the trails, especially the ones here in the Pocono Mountains?
I think part of it is just enjoying the outdoors. Like, you get to see all the different seasons. I think it helps in many ways, you know, physically, emotionally, all that kind of stuff. I just think it's like a well-rounded thing to do.
Yeah, and I love what you said about the seasons, because I feel like you can go on the same trail and it's never the same. Like, you're always going to see something different. In the summer, in the spring, in the fall, the leaves are changing. It's like,
yeah,
it's always so pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful all year round, which is great. You know, whether there's snow on the ground or the leaves have just fallen, or, you know, spring is in bloom. It's cool.
Yeah. So what gets you out on the trails? I know you love to go hiking with friends or sometimes by yourself. What's your favorite trail and why do you go?
I go because it's very like grounding and therapeutic for me to be surrounded by nature, all the different sounds and the feel of your feet on a trail. Of course, the views are awesome too. I would say it's hard to pick just one trail because the Pocono Mountains has so many amazing trails that offer so much.
Wow. Oh my goodness, you are not kidding. This is amazing.
Pretty cool.
Wow. So we made it to the top. This view is absolutely amazing. You did not disappoint with your suggestions, so thank you. It's definitely breathtaking. I could sit here all day. So one thing that we were talking about is ales, and I know that a lot of people like to treat themselves after an outdoor activity to a nice cold beverage, so we're gonna visit your brewery soon, huh?
Yeah, we can go back, have a couple pints, it'll be good.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
So now we're here at your brewery.
Yep.
Bright Path. So number one, where did that name come from?
So Bright Path is actually Jim Thorpe's native name translated to English.
What do you want to tell viewers that have never been to Jim Thorpe, never been to the area, and about the brewery?
Oh man, I mean, Jim Thorpe in general is just such a beautiful place. You know, we have all this amazing scenery, a lot of history, not just with Jim Thorpe himself, but with the town prior to that.
Well, thank you guys so much for today. Like, thank you for the beer. This is amazing. Kate, thanks for coming today. I hope you guys had fun. Cheers. So for more information on all the trails throughout the Pocono Mountains, all the breweries, don't forget Bright Path is on our Beverage Trail, so you can check that out on PoconoMountains.com. I'm Deanna Fontanez for the Pocono Television Network. Cheers.
Still to come on the show, a pretty sweet tour of this chocolate factory. You won't want to miss what's new at Moka Origins, coming up on Pocono Mountains Magazine.
Complex conditions of the nervous system require extraordinary care. At St. Luke's, it begins with a compassionate team of neurosurgeons with incredible skill sets and advanced level practitioners experienced in caring for patients with conditions of the brain and spine. A neurosurgery visit does not always mean surgery is the only option. And when surgery is the best option, St. Luke's offers minimally invasive neurosurgical approaches. St. Luke's, the neurosurgical care you trust, now more than ever.
The Swiftwater. The name is classic. Poconos. Upon arrival, you realize this is hospitality you've never experienced. The feeling of chic, rustic elegance surrounds you. High-touch concierge service makes sure your stay is memorable. Enjoy crafted cocktails and savor rich flavors of the Poconos.
Find out what everyone in the Pocono Mountains is talking about at the beautiful Swiftwater. It's all part of visiting Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
For a fun night out, come to the mountains, the Pocono Mountains.
Pocono Mountains Nightlife. Find yours at PoconoMountains.com.
Hi everyone, it's Jim Hamill, and boy do we have a treat for you. Moka Origins here on the campus of Himalayan Institute in the Poconos has undergone an entirely big makeover, including its factory and its cafe at this historic barn. Come on along. We're going to say hi to Jeff Abella. He's going to take us on a little tour. Jeff, how are you, my friend?
Jim, welcome. Doing great.
Thanks for having us here today, man. You guys have really put a lot of effort in over the last half year or so into upgrading this facility where the secret is made, the sauce is made, the chocolate and the coffee, right?
Oh, welcome. Appreciate you coming in to check out our new upgrades.
Definitely, man. What do you guys have in store for people when they walk in the door?
Well, first of all, we're a small batch chocolate company and specialty coffee roastery, so you're naturally going to have both chocolate and coffee. This is all made here in Wayne County, here in our Moka factory. What's unique about us is that we purchase all of our beans directly from farmers in Africa and Central and South America, and then do all the processing right here, and with that, have a lot of greater quality control over that process. But when you come on in, you get to experience our shop and our product. This is some of our favorites and top chocolate bars. We call ourselves a bean-to-bar chocolate company, meaning we take the raw cocoa bean and turn it into finished product all underneath one roof. And here's where you get to see that done.
And this is the insignia, the symbol of Moka that you can see not just here when you visit the Moka factory, but also in stores throughout the country, right?
That's right. Yeah, we're in about 1,000 stores between here and California, a lot of organic kind of specialty grocers.
You guys have the great place where you can sample all the goods too, right? A cafe as well, where people can get something to drink, hot or cold, right?
That's really the fun part of it. We're open 7 days a week here. We have our cafe. So when you come in, you can either have a coffee drink, a chocolate drink. We make in-house brown butter cookies. We have homemade ice cream, homemade waffle cones.
People can sample everything right here on site. They can take something home from them, but they can also see where it's made, right?
That's right.
And that's where you guys have upgraded your roasting capacity here too. Come on over.
Yeah, over the last 12 months, we've really focused on quadrupling our manufacturing. So that's of coffee and chocolate. So that really starts with step one, which is our roasting process. So this new 5,000 square foot space has a beautiful 60 kilogram cocoa roaster, and that's where we're starting that chocolate making process, taking the raw cocoa and turning it into toasted cocoa beans. And same with coffee, that roasting process of taking a green unroasted coffee seed and transforming it into that delicious cup.
So on tours, people can kind of really get a sense of how this place functions from bean in to bar out, right?
Let me show you the rest of the process.
Ooh,
so
smell.
This is really where the magic happens. Okay. This is where that raw cocoa bean is crushed up into cocoa nibs.
Nibs, right?
Yep. Yeah. And that's the inside of the cocoa bean.
All right.
Yep. And our chocolate makers load this into these stone grinders. For 4 days, these bowls basically are spinning, and they have 2 granite rollers that reduce the texture to a smooth, creamy chocolate consistency while also develop that flavor. So the bitter notes in chocolate and the acids and things that are inherent in the cocoa are driven off. So then the chocolate is stored in these holding tanks and further refined into creamier particle size, so smoother chocolate, if you will.
Right.
And it's moved into our chocolatiering room. It's where that liquid chocolate is then tempered and is poured into chocolate bar form.
So what she's doing right now is making sure that it's not got any of those air pockets in it, right? It's settled in just right, because then too, like, people can pull back that wrapper and they've got this very refined, beautiful piece of chocolate that not only looks good, but tastes as good.
I think so too.
Back here's where all the packaging magic happens.
Come on back. Our shipping person isn't here at this moment, but I think of him as like our Santa Claus, and you know, by October, he is delivering packages to people all over the United States, including other countries as well. We have our chocolate bars, our coffee bags, we have our drinking chocolate mix. We do a whole baking set now with chocolate chips, cocoa powder, and we're about to have a vanilla extract that hasn't really been released yet. So this was like a sneak mention of something still to come.
Very awesome. Jeff, what else is kind of unique to this new layout you have here in your facility?
Really, it's the acquisition of this beautiful space right here.
The one thing we want to drive home for everybody, you could make maybe hundreds of bars at a time before. Now it's thousands.
Now it's thousands, yep.
So wrapping up the tour here, you can really get a sense of how much you guys have increased your capacity to churn out coffee and chocolate here.
We were roasting on a little 1-pound coffee roaster in my shed outside of this barn, and Josh behind me was our first roasting tech, and we were doing a few pounds of coffee a day. So it really feels like a dream to be in this space in the company of a machine that can really do this much capacity and keep up with the demand.
That's amazing. Jeff Abella with Moka Origins right here on the campus of Himalayan Institute, north of Honesdale in the Pocono Mountains. We've got some great stuff here, Jeff, and I think I might have to steal one of these for the ride home, if that's all right.
That sounds good.
Thanks for having us here.
Really appreciate you guys coming in and seeing our revised space.
Absolutely, man. Check them out online, check them out on social media, Moka Origins right here, and an exciting time for you guys here as you guys welcome people here to see your new updates.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Now that is a sweet way to end the show. So be sure to get your desserts there at Moka Origins or here, Village Farmer and Bakery right here in Delaware Water Gap. If you want the main course too, coming up in the middle of November, Taste of the Poconos, Pocono Mountain Restaurant Week is back. Again, middle of November, check out PoconoMountains.com to support a lot of the local restaurants across the 4 counties.
And for October, make sure to check out our fall foliage forecast at PoconoMountains.com when planning your trip to our region. And you can visit PoconoMountains.com to plan your vacation here really throughout the year.
Fall really does bring stunning views and brilliant colors to the Pocono Mountains, so make sure to check that out. And also, join us next month for a show filled with a lot of local musical talent. We'll see you next month. Thanks for watching.
You're watching PTN, the Pocono Television Network.
The Swiftwater. The name is classic Poconos. Upon arrival, you realize the feeling of chic, rustic elegance surrounds you.
The beautiful Swiftwater. It's all part of visiting Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.